Hey guys, just got done with Dave Matthews. Home. Kid went home, took my old laptop. He's just started his last year of school. And I want to share my thoughts about Dave and a lot of other things that I've been thinking about. I almost forgot to say this because my mind doesn't go in this direction very often. But as I was driving up there, or we were riding up there on Friday, the first thing that I thought about that really occurred to me is how blessed I've been and how much I love everybody I've ever met. And it's much. I know it sounds stupid, if you're in, but it's true because we're all hurting ourselves unconsciously. So you really can't. Right, the body dies. If you had a lot of people that were walking around as glowing beings that we could see that were immortal, that lived a long time, way longer than anybody could record, or even one ever died. Until you get to that spot, you have to understand that you're killing yourself because we are all divine beings, come from source. When you look around, there isn't anything that isn't God. Nothing. It's just trying to gain a more of an awareness about itself. And so for that reason, what you want to do is you want to find a way to work together. Because when you're trying to sell, and here's the second part, is wisdom is gained over time. And you can't sell someone's time to them to make them understand how to take the blindfolds off and be free. And it's taken me a long time. I'm going to be honest. And I know for a fact, and this is why I'm making this video, and other reasons, is because you'll never be able to sell somebody's lessons to them. You could. That's why Jesus always talked in parables. He always answered a question with a question. Because the idea is to send somebody down a path where they have to answer that question. Read the Bible again and understand what he's doing. He can't heal your mind. He can teach you how and get you to follow a direction to answer a question. Try to answer any of them. Why do the meek inherit the earth? It's not the predators. The predators don't inherit it. The predators they kill themselves trying to kill each other because they externalized their state of being. It kills your heart. And that's why we die, because everything is based off externalizing everything, right? Whether you're talking about going to school to work for somebody else, well, you gotta make the money to, instead of figuring out what you can, and so you never follow your passion because you're externalizing everything. And this is something that I realized after going to Dave Matthews this weekend. You can see the percentages within the band that are following their passion depending on how they look and how they act and how they perform. They're all amazing instrumentalists. But when your voice is not heard equally among the crowd, you're dimming your light in some way, right? And maybe not. In some cases, maybe they aren't in other venues, and that's just the way that they play together, right? I'm not trying to cast judgment at all, because they love to play just the way that they play. And they have a whole history of how they've interacted and how they've grown together and who they've lost over the years. Amazing to see a 30-year-old band like that attracts so much talent, because they love to play with everybody. The Goose opened up for them last night, and their lead singer, guitar writer's extremely talented, awesome electrical guitar, can play off the cuff easily within any song, and it's hard to find that where it sounds good. They found the same thing from a violinist, and then when they did the Maker yesterday, it's just amazing. So if you guys ever, there is a full video of yesterday up. The Maker is the best part, I think. Of course, I have my own likes, but Friday night when they did Ants Marching and they got a new violinist, or they cherry picked him off of another band, and he was willing to come over here and play with them for the Gorge, and that guy is amazing, and that's what Ants Marching was missing. And there's a lot of other songs that they were able to, that guy is amazing. Anyway, very blessed to have seen him this weekend, and how happy and how there was not one hint of violence or conflict during that whole concert. Not one. Felt so much love in that stadium. It was awesome. I'm getting off track. The point is that where was the point? I was talking about the sun, or gaining wisdom over time. You can't sell that. You just can't. Think about what that band went through, and following your passions, right? So if you don't follow your passion, your heart's not alive, you'll slowly die because you're not growing and you're not pouring yourself, and it actually has more to do with pouring love into other people. It's really hard to do that when you're even in a small group and you're performing like that. You know, there's a disconnect between you and the audience, and everybody out in the audience is trying to. They want your state of being. They want your energy, because you've gotten to a place where you're loving life, you love what you're doing, and you're attracting so much abundance because they haven't. They had to get off work. And let's go to Dave Matthews. Man, that guy feels me great every time I see him. Right? Because of, what we've already stated, the world that we live in, it externalizes everything. And so what you want to do, and this is, and when you see the long-term goal and how to accomplish it, it's not very easy to, you have to, me personally, you have to go through a lot of internal changes to make sure that, for one thing, it carries responsibility, and it because it carries responsibility, it will always tug you into a back and forth battle between dark and light, non-stop, until you get to a level of peace and understand how everything works, and then just let go. It doesn't matter. Where could we possibly go where we haven't been before? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, if it feels like you're going to be in the light. And if you're connected to somebody that because there's a lot of people that don't want to get into the light, or speak or thing. And I've talked to lots of people. It's like, I would never be interested in doing it. But you really do have to get to a place where there's where everybody that you're talking to in front of this camera you absolutely love, from the bottom of your heart. And if you can do that and accept yourself, and then realizing that's the only thing that matters. Nothing ever will matter as long as you accept and love yourself. And then you'll accept and love everybody else, because there's just all journeys. And if you understand that the journey they have to undertake to be able to pour your love into the people around you, regardless of what they look like or how they're acting, doesn't matter how they act, because everyone grew up in something different, and it was attacking itself in different ways, killing itself unconsciously.
because it didn't realize that it was God, right? There's only one. And if you can accept that fact, that there's just one, and it's everywhere you look, including the mirror, then you'll figure things out for yourself. Because you can't try to change it. It's growing. All you can do is co-create with it and love it the way it is. Because you can't sell wisdom. All you can do is ask a question and see if the person decides to follow to answer that question. Or you don't have to, right? Yeah. Love you guys. I enjoyed making this video. I spent a good day resting after Dave Matthews. So, yeah. If you have never seen Dave Matthews, just try and look up this weekend's videos. Go look up Maker, Ants Marching. I haven't been able to find the. I think there it is on a long video, but somebody put up a phone video of somebody recording Ants Marching, and I couldn't find it, and it wasn't that good of a video, so I'm waiting for the official video to come out. The official video came out for yesterday. You can watch yesterday's performance, but everyone pretty much agreed that Friday was the best because of Ants Marching and that violinist. That guy is amazing, and just the way they put the concert together. The front half is a little bit slow, but starting in the middle all the way to the end, it's a fantastic show. Amazing. Those guys amaze me every year, and it's always different. It's never the same. Anyway, I'm rambling. Love you guys. Have a great day.